Latest news, sport and weather not too far away, but we're heading out on the Bruce Highway this morning. Glen Kelly, member for Moranni, is heading north. He's on the road. Hopefully the reception holds out, but it's pretty good at the moment. G'day, Glenn.
Aaron, how are you, mate?
Terrific. We'll talk about where you're heading in just a sec, but what about the highway? What conditions it in?
Well, look, I'm up and down that Bruce Highway all the time, and there's starting to be a fair bit of work happening in the middle section up there, just north of St. Lawrence, which is good. There's about 8K getting done there at the moment as we speak. There's sections further up there that were very dangerous in the Mackay area there, Carmilla, Kamala. They've done a quick response there, which is good. So things are happening on the Bruce, and look, it's areas that should have been worked on 20 years ago, but the Crisafulli government, they know what's got to come first, and that's that Bruce Highway, and they're into it.
All right, keep it up. Heading to St. Lawrence, as you said. Why? What are you up to in St. Lawrence today?
Oh, well, we just get up there and have a chat to the communities up there, and we'll drop it and say good day to the kids at the school. That's a part of the Year 6 side of things when it comes to schooling these days with the state government side of things, politics side of things. So we'll talk about that. And it's just telling them how state government works, how politics works. And there's one thing about it, when it comes to question times from these little fellas, they can ask some cracker questions. You don't know what's going to come out. And that's always the best part of it. And I suppose an example there was I was asked there one day from a little fella there about whereabouts did Santa Claus live in the electorate of Moranni. So was it in the northern end or the southern end? And I explained to him where I thought he lived, and he accepted that as a pretty fair answer. So, I mean, you got to be prepared for the big questions and get them across the right way, you know?
Yeah. Michelle Landry always talks about it being one of her favourite things to do, visit schools.
Yeah, Aaron, it is a good thing. And, you know, a lot of these kids, they're bush kids, right? And in the electorate of Moranni, and they understand it when you start talking cows and driving tractors and that sort of thing. That's a part of my life, obviously, as a farmer, and they can relate to that. And so they can ask you anything about everything when it comes to being on the land, and then a little understanding of politics. I think they certainly listen to that too, because the mum and dads at the tables on the farms, they do talk politics, and these kids they hear and learn about it.
Sure. And you're doing a politics in the pub too while you're there.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, we'll duck in there and say good day. I know a few of the locals in there, so no doubt they'll have some issues, and that's fine. That's my job to sort them out for them and get them the right outcomes.
Let's move on to a couple other things. Remembrance Day, you attended the service in Rocky yesterday.
Yeah, that was really good, Aaron. It was over there at John Leake Memorial there near the pool, and there would have been over 70 people at that. It was an honour to have our police minister there, Dan Purdy. He coming along and spoke, and no, it was a really good thing there, I thought, and obviously they worked very hard. A big shout out to Nikki, who works for council there, and she organised that very well, her and her staff, to get that through like they did there yesterday, and it's such an important thing, Remembrance Day, and it's what those soldiers did back in World War One, and how they did it. And no, it's a very touching service, that one. And there was something, Aaron, I was listening to you guys yesterday on the radio with Phil Hall talking about history.
Yes.
When it come to Victor Stanley Jones.
Yes.
And I found that really interesting stuff, you know, and so the swinging bridge up there, the suspension bridge up there in Mount Morgan, it's actually named after him, Private Victor Stanley Jones.
Is it really? No, I didn't.
Yeah, no, I did a bit of research on it. That was a really good story you put together here yesterday, and I'll follow up on that a bit, because history is. I really enjoy history, and
me too.
I thought what Phil put across there was really interesting stuff, and we'd like to find out a bit more about that. Yeah,
definitely. You know, that is good that there is something named after him, because we weren't sure, but you know, we probably should do more if it's true that he was the first Australian to die in battle. I mean, that's pretty amazing coming from Rockhampton.
unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. And if you notice, Mount Morgan, it just keeps popping up. It's a town that just keeps getting recognised, that place up there, and so we'll make sure we keep it up in headlights too for what it deserves too.
Absolutely. Moonlight Range, they're back at it again, despite the fact that they had their approval cancelled by the state government.
Aaron, these guys just don't know when to let up. And there's one thing these developers don't understand the word of, and that's no. The Deputy Premier, he called this project back in end of last year, and reasons being, as time went on, it was for the failure to properly consult the community, environmental and bushfire concerns, accommodation for construction workers. There was multiple things, and now they got this idea that they deserve to be here, and it was said no back in May. These developers, you know, they just seem to think they can do whatever they like and bully and boss us around, and so they're going to the federal EPBC environment approvals, which is the Environment Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act 1999. Going straight over the government, state government, to see what they can do and get things in place. I mean, these developers, they always go on, we're communicating with or consultating with the communities.
Yep.
But I've learnt with these fellas, when it comes to community consultation, they might deal with one person or two people or three people, but never 100, or never 500, and that's how they roll. It's a tick and flick exercise, and as far as I'm concerned, I met these guys 2 years ago. I didn't need to meet them again because I looked straight. I seen straight through them, and that was before I was in this gig. And we'll make sure we'll keep shattering over their shoulders because they're no different to anyone else when it comes to these developers. They can do whatever they like, but we'll make sure they're held accountable. And so watch this space closely, mate. Certainly interesting to see which way that one goes. And the young LNP, a meeting in Rockhampton, first time out of Brisbane. How about that, eh? The young ones are coming to the bush. We'll teach them a thing or two.
Yes, you will.
They're up here Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday. Good to see. There'll be, possibly 40 or 50 of the young LNP coming into our area here, and obviously, there are the city slickers in them, and we'll teach them a thing or two about how we work and rock and roll in the beef capital of Australia. I see they've got a thing going down to the JBS Meatworks, which is really good. Yeah. To have a look down there, that's so important, I think. And there's different things out throughout their day there. They'll have they'll sort of look at doing debate, policy motions, and what haven't you. Which is good, but just to have them in Rocky's a big thing, and I think on Sunday morning they might be even going out and do a bit of rowing on the Fitzroy River, so that could be entertaining.
Yeah, you got that right. Hey, Glenn, good to talk to you. Have a safe trip. Enjoy your time in St Lawrence.
Hey, good on you, Aaron. Look after yourself, mate.
You too. Always good to catch up with Glen Kelly, member for Moranny.